lovely to see you energetically, physically, in your physical form, where I can see your pretty pictures, even if I see just your names. It's always beautiful to join our energy together. I'm always finding that this together, this communion, is really powerful. And guidance keeps showing me that this is really what humanity is needing, is a communing of right energy and right thought together. So when we come together with a empowered intention, we amplify that intention. It's called the Maharishi effect, where we will shift the vibration, not just within ourselves and within our group, but also we shift the vibration outwards. It's like quantum physics. We shift the people around us. So they say 1 in 100. Yay! I see all these beautiful faces. So to continue on our journey, so if you're just hopping in on the journey, I'll give you a little background and then where we are and where we have no idea where we're going. We're just flowing. And so this journey it's a color vibrational journey. We're using, say, I like to call it the chakra tree as the guide for where we are going. And so we're using the vibration of color. And so we've been moving up this tree, if you will, from red into orange and now into yellow. But we're moving up in this tree also to reunite ourselves, to liberate ourselves with that 5D aspect, that aspect of ourself that has been designed to be of love and to be in love with all of life and all of each other as one. And so these are vibrations within inside of us that we are reconnecting with and realigning with, so that we can lift our spirit. I like that we can lift our spirit and our energy, be courageous and confident, and know our self-worth, and be in balance in all of that. So we're not in a place of the ego. Also, this vibrational color of yellow, it really connects to the solar plexus energy here, and they call it the Manipura. That's gem within. And so I always liken it to this idea of seeing a gem within you. If you could see a gem. So let's start with this. I have 2 mudras, so I'm going to see which one wants to come through first. So it's this one. So what we're going to do is we're going to bring your middle fingers together, the points together, like the pads, I should say. We're going to interlock the ring finger and the ring finger and baby finger. And then the index finger, we're going to also interlock. But then we're going to bring the thumbs around to touch the tips of that index finger. So then we're going to hold it up in front. So the middle fingers are straight up like this. All the other fingers are interlocked and the thumbs are circular. Right there. Matangi mudra. And I say this is, and it very much looks like a flame, right? This is an element of fire, really looks like the flame. But what it does is brings calm centeredness to the mind. So within the mind is that tejas, that fire, that light within the mind. So let us center our attention right in the center of our mind, because our mind is that powerful tool. If we use it the right way, we can create magic and manifest all that we wish for in our lives, or we can also use it in a not so magical way, and we can also manifest things in our life that we do not want. So let us focus our attention upon the pureness of our mind. And this helps us come into that purity of thought, that right thought. Let your elbows kind of rest down to the sides so they don't have to be sticking out by the sides like that. Roll the shoulders back. So we're going to take a few deep breaths here, just being in this space. Let your sit bones be heavy. Wiggle your toes, your nose, your eyelashes, your forehead, your ears. Wherever you are in your breath cycle, press all the breath out. We invite the breath in through the nose. You're going to hold the breath very, 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 very gently. Not trying to do things too much. That's out of balance. And then again, you're going to blow out through the mouth, rounded lips, like you're blowing out a candle. We'll do that a couple more times. We just breathe in through the nose. Just feel the breath. Feel how it like opens the nostrils as you breathe in, and then hold the breath at the top. And you can imagine as you hold the breath at the top, there is this light, this tejas, this fire within the mind. And as you hold the breath, that light gets brighter. And then when you need to, just blow the breath out. The next time we inhale, you can imagine just at the base of your spine, there's a circle of light, there's a dot of light. And as you breathe in, that dot of light ascends up the spine, lighting up the entire spine as it ascends all the way to that point in your head where that light is, connects with that light, and it gets bright as you hold the breath in. And then again, as you exhale, you just see that light just ground back down to the base of the spine. So again, as we inhale, that light from the base of the spine rises up through the spinal column, all the way to the third eye. It's like a bright golden light. In the third eye, you hold it. That light gets brighter the longer you hold it. It clears your mind of any thoughts that no longer serve you. And then as you exhale, letting all of that go. A couple more times, just breathing in. And breathing out. Now, mudras are really powerful. You may think my fingers are just in this weird lock. But without you even knowing what is going on, there's this realignment within the mind, a purifying of the mind, a cooling and a calming of the mind. And every time you hold the breath, you see that light within the mind getting brighter, the sunlight, like golden sunlight, shining bright. Maybe you've been in the desert and you've seen the sun rise over the horizon, and the rays of the sun shine so bright, and you can see them. And every time you exhale, just be more present. We'll do that one more time as we inhale, hold the breath. And as we hold the breath, just asking to yourself, what is it that you need in life to encourage you, to make you feel a little bit more confident, to be in this place of self-worth, self-valuing? Is there one thing that you could give yourself, not from the outside world, you could give yourself? If there's something where it's just like, I just need to stand in front of my mirror and smile at myself and believe in myself. What is that one thing you could gift yourself? Maybe it's like, I relinquish these thoughts that no longer serve me. So what can you give yourself to be more confident? Do you know what you need? Bring the hands together in a prayer mudra. As you exhale, you bring a chin to your chest. So whatever that offering is that you can offer yourself, to be more courageous, to be more confident, to walk a little taller, to have respect for yourself. What is that one thing that you can gift yourself? Again, it can be so simple. Like, I just need to stand outside for 5 minutes a day and soak in the sun. Because you know that as the sun soaks into the cells of your body, that solar energy vibrates that energy, that fire within you, igniting your confidence, your courage, your self-worth. Maybe it's a little ritual every day. I just sit and be quiet. I light a candle for myself, that fire within to encourage me every day. Maybe you see yourself doing a little ritual, whatever it is that you need, just see yourself doing that. Inspiring you, empowering you, your own personal ritual to feel more confident, to feel more courageous. Float the thumbs to the place of the third eye, honoring that space of your inner guidance, your intuitions, knowing that as you flow today and through the rest of your week and every tomorrow, that you will be guided by the highest light. I'm going to inhale, bring the arms straight up towards the sky. Spread the fingers wide open like this. The thumbs are going to face towards the middle and your arms at a 60-degree angle. What you're going to do is we're going to bring the fingers into our palms like this. And the thumbs are going to be like we're hitchhiking. Roll your shoulders up to your ears and draw them back. You're going to lengthen through the crown of your head. So this is breath of fire with the arms at the 60-degree angle. Your shoulders shouldn't be here. They should be melted down the spine. Your arms are going to be almost stick straight. So breath of fire is a fast, like exhale or inhale through the nose. exhale, I should say. So you can try that out and see how it is, or you can even pant like a dog through your mouth. But if you can do it through the nose, you take a quarter breath in and then keep breathing. And as you're looking through your third eye with your eyes are lightly turned up and the tip of the tongue behind the two front teeth, keep breathing. Inhale, hold the breath, bring the thumbs to touch, and then all the other things are stick straight up towards the sky. You're going to squeeze your biceps towards your ear. You're going to hold the breath. Keep holding the breath. And then exhale, just turn your palms away from each other and float them down through your auric space. And let them glide down through the air, so they're not pulling them down, they're gliding. The fingertips touch the earth, they almost rebound back up towards the sky. Breathing in. Palms are going to gently touch, and then your exhale, your left arm down, your right arm's going to come over your right ear. You're going to do a side body stretch. As you come through that side body, you're going to press into your bottom hand. You're going to reach back up. You're going to go to the opposite side. So we're going to go side to side. You just imagine that you're outside, sitting in the garden in grass, thick grass, and the sun is above you. And you're just allowing yourself to flow on the breeze and receive all the sunlight. And as it shines into you, it shines into every cell of your body. Allowing every cell of your body to shine just a little bit brighter. The fire element within you is getting charged up, generated, strengthened, just as you are getting strengthened. That fire element within your personality, that courage, that confidence, your inner strength, your inner knowingness. You're trusting in yourself, you're trusting in your gut instincts. A couple more, side to side, just floating. Not worrying how many we've done. Just think about yourself out there in the garden, the sweet aroma in the air. It's like if you were in the garden, and everything you could see, you could visualize that in your mind. And see it very clearly. Next time you come up through the center, reach up, open your throat, and then bend your elbows. Then inhale, bring the head to neutral, bring the arms up to the sky, and then exhale, bend the elbows, pull the elbows forward, hands back, open. Keep reaching up, look up, exhale, bend, yeah. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, bend the elbows, open the throat. 2 more times, reach up. Exhale, bend the elbows, open the throat and the chest, reach back up. And again, exhale, bend the elbows, open the throat, take the hands behind you. Fingers are going to point towards your bottom. And then you're going to use your hands on the ground to lift your chin, your chest. Breathe into the front of your chest. Open this whole place here of your solar plexus so the sun within you can shine a little bit brighter. And then use your hands to bring yourself back up. We're going to come to a tabletop position. So move on your mat and find yourself in a tabletop position with your hands right underneath your shoulders. Toes can be pointed back. You can even tap the tops of the feet onto the mat. And then let your shoulders come to your ears and let your upper body and your navel sink through your arms and your legs. And then press into the ground and just round chin to chest. And again, we're just going to let gravity take everything down. Let your shoulders come together. Your shoulder blades are coming together. And then press into the ground and round your spine. It's kind of like a cat-cow, but we're just kind of more like dripping and then pressing. We're dripping, shoulder blades coming to each other, and then pressing. Do that a couple of times where we drip and we press and we drip. And now coming to that cow position. Tuck your toes under and walk your hands back towards your knees. You're going to sit onto your heels. Inhale, bring the arms up. Exhale, take the arms to a T. You're going to take right arm over left, Garudassana arms. Press the hands away from your face. You're going to inhale, you're going to come forward, you're going to lift your hips, lift your Arms up towards the sky, a soft back bend, and then exhale, bring hips to the heels. Again, we're going to inhale, we're going to come up, we're going to lift the hips, lift the arms into the Garudasana, just leaning back. And then exhale, hips to the heels. We do that a couple more times. Press into the feet. Inhale, lift the elbows, the hands are still away from your face, gentle back bend. Hips to the heels. One more time, reach up. And so we come down, point the toes, just sit quietly. The arms still in that Garudasana. So if you can rest your thumbs at the place of the third eye, just see that flame within the mind shining just a little bit brighter. And press into the shins and the feet. You inhale, reach the arms straight up towards the sky. And then hook the thumbs and bend the elbows out towards the side, lift your chin to your chest. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, hands to the heart center as you bring your hips towards your heels. Take the arms out of the T, this time left over right. Make sure your opposite arm is on top. You're going to inhale, you're going to come up, you're going to press your hips forward. Open your throat. Exhale, hips to the heels. Inhale, coming up, lifting the elbows, the hands away from the face. Hips to the heels. Couple more. Reach up, press the hips forward. Lean back, hips to the heels. One more time, stay up. You're pressing the hands away from your face. You're pressing your hips forward. Bring the hips down towards the heels. Point the feet back as you do so. Stay here and breathe. Rest the thumbs to the third eye. On in that space of your inner guidance. This Garudasana arms is for the eagle eye within inside of you. Remember, your solar plexus is connected to that first part of your natural innate instincts. This is where intuition is birthed from. Reach the arms straight up towards the sky. Exhale, hands down towards the mat. In front of you, tuck the toes under, press into your hands, lift your knees up and come into a high plank. Looking straight down towards the ground. We're going to keep the toes tucked under. We're going to simply drip our hips towards the ground. We're going to lift our chin and our chest. And we're going to press into your hands. We're going to lift our hips high towards the sky, downward facing down. We're going to inhale, come forward to a high plank. Exhale, drip your navel down towards the ground. Your hips, lift your heart, keep the toes tucked under. And then press into your hands. Lift your hips towards the sky. Again, inhale, come forward to a high plank. As the shoulders come over the wrist, drip your navel down towards the ground. Your hips, lift your head. And then press into your hands, downward facing. Do that a couple more times. And then come forward to high plank. Drip the hips to the ground, keep the toes tucked under, lift the hips downward facing down. Two more times. Come forward, high plank, dripping the hips, lifting the head, downward facing. One more. Come forward. And drip the hips. This time point the toes back, stay. Breathe here. Wriggle the hips side to side. Tuck the toes, come into a high plank. Lift up the right leg. So if you can bring that right leg and touch the right elbow, and step the foot on the outside of your right hand. If your left hand where it is, you're going to go into the left side of your outer foot, or the outer side of your left foot. If your right hand where it is, right foot where it is, right hand reaches up towards the sky. So it's a variation of side plank. Look up towards your top hand. Now we're going to exhale, hand under the body. And reach it back up. And then under the body. Reach it back up. And under the body. Reach it back. As you reach back up, bring your shoulder blades together. Curl the head away from your chest. One more time. Reach in. Reach back. Bring that right hand down towards the mat. Step back, high plank. Inhale here. Keep the toes tucked in as you roll over the feet. Lift your heart towards the sky, hips to the ground. And then hips high to the sky, downward facing down. Inhale here. Exhale here. Inhale, come forward to a high plank. Lift up your left foot. As if you bend the knees, you can touch onto that left elbow or shoulder. And step that foot forward, just on the outside part of your left hand. Bring the outer edge of your right foot down towards the ground. Right hand stays where it is. Left hand spirals up towards the sky. Press into the bottom hand. Then we're going to take that arm under the body so you can curl in. Reach back up. Curl in. Reach back up. A couple more. Reaching, turn away from the chest, shoulder blades together. One more. Reach back up. Slice that left hand through the sky to the mat. Find yourself in a high plank. Inhale again. Roll over the tops of the feet. Lift your heart towards the sky. Tuck the toes, downward facing dog. Big breath in. Big breath out. Slowly rise to the balls of the feet. You're going to keep your heels lifted. You slowly walk your feet toward your toe. Walk your feet toward your hands. Keep the heels lifted. As your hands and feet come together, inhale, lift your chin, your chest. Keep the heels lifted. Keep the heels lifted. Exhale so you can bow in towards yourself. Imagine that you're wearing like the tallest high heels. Inhale, lift. Exhale, fold in. Let your navel disappear to your lower spine. Inhale, lift. One more time. Bow in towards yourself and then heels come down towards the mat. Heel to your feet so they're hip distance apart. Left hand right under the heart. Inhale, right arm up towards the sky. Now we're going to exhale underneath the body. Twist. Inhale, reach back up. Exhale, twist under the body. Reach back up. Under the body. Reach back up. Under the body. So if you can grab onto your left outer ankle and reach the left arm up towards the sky and lean back towards the right. Press the left hip back. Breathe in. Exhale that hand down towards the mat. Inhale, come halfway up. This time, right hand under the heart, left hand spirals up towards the sky, pressing to both feet. Now exhale the hand under the body, curl in, reach back up. Curl in, reach back up. Curl in, reach back up. This time, curl in, grab onto that right ankle, lift the right arm up, lean back. Exhale the hand to your mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Heel toe your feet together. Bend your knees. Inhale, reach the arms towards the sky. Utkatasana. Exhale, hands to the place of the heart center. Standing tall. Samastiti. So in this place where we stand here together, find your footprint, your feet, your soul, your soles. Press your soles into the earth. And lift your toes, each and every toe. Make sure you treat each toe perfectly well. Loving every toe, every part of your body. Bring them back down towards the mat. Press the soles into the earth with your kneecaps. Draw your navel in. Your groins soften and your tailbone will come down. Press your heart into your hands by lifting your chest and pull your kidneys back. And the crown of the head gets nice and tall. Take a moment here to discover a personal affirmation for yourself, something that you can use for the rest of today, tomorrow, this next week, however long you want to use it for. So an example would be, if I feel like I need more courage in my life, I could say that I'm courageously confident, or I trust in my gut. That would be me trusting in my intuitions, my innate intuitions. Find an affirmation for you. Allow yourself to whisper it out, say it out. Just go over it in your mind a couple of times. Hear it, sense it, feel it. How does it make you feel? And press into the soles of your feet, stand up nice and tall. It's like you are anointing yourself with this. The fire within you shines a little bit brighter. Inhale, reach the arms up towards the sky, look up, soft back bend. And hinging the hips again to just float the arms down towards the mat, head towards the knee. Inhale, halfway lift. Hands flat, you're going to step back to a high plank. Inhale the right leg up. Exhale, knee to nose if you can touch. Extend that leg back. Exhale, knee to the outside of that right elbow, touch. Extend it back up. Under the body so you can touch. Extend it back, and then three-legged dog. So you lift the leg and the hips high. Exhale, knee to nose. See if you can touch and step the foot lightly forward, back heel to the mat. Inhale, swing the arms up towards the sky. Take the arms out of the T. This time, right comes under left. Cross high the elbows, Garudasana. Arms pull the shoulders back. You do your shoulder rotation. The shoulders back. Press the hands away from your face. So you lift the elbows higher as you press the hands away from your face. And little up, little back bend in your upper body. Take a big breath in here. So you exhale, you're going to bow forward. Bring the elbows on the inside of your front leg. You press into your feet. You're going to inhale, come back up. The chin of the chest. Exhale, bow forward, humble warrior. Press into your feet. Only come as low that feels comfortable for you too in your body. Press into your feet, lift back up. A couple more times. Reach back up. This time come halfway down. Lift up your back heel, bend into your front. You're going to step the back foot forward. Stay in that Utkatasana. Inhale, lift the chin of your chest. Breathe. As you exhale, see if you can bring your elbows to the outside of the right knee and step the left foot back again. So now we're in a twist. Bring the back knee all the way down. Stay here in your twist. You should get a nice stretch through that left shoulder. Take another deep breath. Keep the knees where they are, the feet where they are. Just rise the arms up. Keep them in that Garudasana. Big breath in. Release the hands towards the sky. Exhale, right hand down, either on your right hip or down the ground, left arm over the ear. Stay here and breathe. Inhale, hands come up. Opposite side. Inhale, reach up. Bring the hands together. See if you can keep the elbows not from splaying out. Just bend the elbows, bring the thumbs behind your head, reach up. Really lifting your chin and your chest. Open that place of your solar plexus in your throat. Reach the arms back up. Exhale, float the hands towards the mat. Tuck the back toes under, step to a downward and a high plank. Roll over the feet, upward facing dog or cobra, lift the heart. Tuck the toes, downward facing dog. Shake up the head, left and right. Big breath in. Big breath out. Inhale to a high plank, shoulders right over the wrists. Press into the hands and lift up the left leg. Exhale, knee comes to the nose so you can touch. Lift the leg back up. See if you can bring it to the outside of the left elbow. Touch. Lift it back up. See if you can bring it under the body. And touch. Extend the leg straight up towards the sky. Three-legged dog. Exhale, knee to nose so you can touch. Step the foot lightly forward. Back heel towards the mat. Inhale, you're going to come up, warrior one. Take the arms at a T, this time left under right, cross high at the elbows. Bring the elbows the same height as your shoulders. Press the hands away from your face with the shoulder blades back. So you lift the elbows and the hands higher. Right, a little upper back bend. As we exhale, we need to fold in, elbows on the inside of your front leg. Press into the feet, come up straight spine. With the elbows, with the upper body. Exhale, fold in. Make it fluid. You know, fire never burns in one straight line. Kind of has this like little sultry feeling to it. Couple more. You're going to bend forward again. Lift up your back heel. Step the back foot forward. Bend the knees. Find yourself in a chair pose. So you can bring the right elbow on the outside of the left knee. Stay here. Lift up your right foot. Step it back. You can stay here in this twisted lunge. You're supposed to bring the knee back down if it feels good. One more deep breath. Come all the way up. Keep the hands where they are. Now release the hands towards the sky. You're going to exhale this left arm down, right arm over the ear. Big side body stretch. Hand comes down, opposite side. Big breath in here. Big breath out. Inhale, reach the arms towards the spine. Exhale, hands down towards the mat. Step to a high plank. Inhale in. Roll over the toes. Again, inhale, lift your chin, your chest. Exhale, bend the knees, hips to the heels.
Hands are straight out in front of you, nose to the mat. Slide forward like a snake through the grass. Inhale, come little cobra. Bend the knees, hips to the heels. Again, inhale, you'll slide through the grass. Inhale, lifting your heart. Exhale, rounding your spine, hips to the heels. You let it feel fluid, roll through the grass. Inhale, lifting your heart. Exhale, hips to the heels. One more time as you inhale, come forward into that little cobra. Walk the feet so they're together. Hands right next to the shoulders. Inhale, come up, little cobra. Exhale, come down. Bring the fingertips onto the mat and walk them just off the side of the mat. Elbows straight up towards the sky, so a little bit wider than your shoulders. And inhale, come a little small cobra, and then bring your left shoulder down, left ear down. Stay here and breathe. Feel the stretch to the front of your shoulder. Smooth out your breath. Press into the fingers. You're going to come through center. You're going to go to the opposite side. Bring your opposite ear down, front of the shoulder down. Feel the stretch in the shoulder. Your shoulder blades melt onto your spine. You're almost trying to push your shoulder blades all the way together. You should be moving on your spine. Inhale, come through center, opposite side. Ear down, cheek down. Close your eyes. You can bring your shoulder blades closer to each other. You want to dig back into your spine. Inhale, come through center, opposite side. Ear to the mat. Inhale, come through center. Exhale, hands to the mat. Tuck the toes under, hands are flat. So if you can, either do knees, come onto your knees, or you can come reverse chaturanga, and then downward facing. Inhale here. Exhale, out through the mouth, stick out the tongue, and shake up the head. Inhale here. Out through the mouth. Look towards your hands. You're going to step or hop your feet between your hands. And inhale, come halfway up. Exhale, fold in. Walk the feet so they're about hip distance apart. Take the hands behind the spine. Interlace the fingers to the webbing. Let the thumbs rest on your sternum and shake out your head. And let your shoulders drip to your ears. And then you roll them back onto your spine like you do a shoulder roll. Bring the inside edges of your wrists and your palms together. And then slowly, as you keep your elbows bent, you bring your arms over your head. You're trying to keep that micro bend in your elbows. It's sometimes a little bit difficult. You want to overextend through the joints. And then if it feels good, you slowly straighten the legs. You can bring your forehead towards your knee. You can squeeze your chin to your chest. Your arms just going to rest over your head. Shake out your head. Release your hands onto your spine and then to the mat. Inhale, come halfway lift. Exhale, fold in, shake out the head. We enter heel to the feet so they're wider, so you may want to turn sideways on your mat. A little bit wider than your hips were. Maybe about 4 feet apart. Hands under the shoulders. You're going to inhale, come halfway up. And as you exhale, you need to walk your hands back between your legs as far as they can go, and you're crowning your head towards the mat. Again, inhale, you come halfway up. You can keep your hands where they are. Just walk your hands further back. So forward fold here. Just stay here for a moment. Feel the blood move to your brain. And slowly walk the hands out in front of you. Hands under the shoulders, left hand under the heart, right hand spirals up towards the sky. Again, exhale, we're going to twist it under the body so you can touch onto that left ankle bone. And we'll reach back up, so we're twisting through the spine. Up, and then under, twist, up, and under, and twist. One more time, we'll reach back up. And then under the body, so you can twist. You can grab onto that left ankle bone or the knee. Extend the left arm up. Maybe take the left arm behind your spine. Maybe you can find the inside of your right hip. And lean back. Lean towards that right side. Open the side of your neck. Soften your jaw. Keep leaning towards the right side. Take another deep breath. Both hands behind the spine, reach it back up. Exhale, both hands towards the mat. Inhale, halfway lift. This time, right hand under the heart center, left hand spirals up towards the sky. Lean into that right foot. Reach up and out under the body. So if you can touch the ankle, just tap it. Bow in and reach back up. A little bit of fluidity. And reach back up. And fluidity and flow. Reach back up. 2 more. Go under the body. Go back up to sky. Under the body. Now you're going to hold into the ankle and then extend the right arm up. Even behind your spine. You're going to find the inside of that left thigh and lean back towards the left. Soften that whole right side of your neck. Breathe in. Breathe out. Reach your right arm back up. Keep holding onto your left ankle or left leg and take the right arm in front of that left arm and then see if you can grab onto the outer edge of your left calf muscle or knee. So your arms are crossed. And then you pull on the outer part of your leg and you try to bend your elbow so you can get the crown of your head down towards the ground. There's a deep shoulder stretch as well as a little bit of a challenge. You're going to come halfway up and simply cross that front arm. You're going to come behind the left arm. And then again, hold onto the legs, bend the elbows, pull the crown of the head towards each other or away from each other. Inhale, come halfway up, release the hands under the shoulders. And then we're going to heel toe the feet so they're a little bit closer together. Inhale, come up, and then press into your hands. We're going to hop the feet back, maybe about 2 feet. So we're going to come into a wide leg, downward facing dog. Stay here and breathe. We're going to inhale, come to a high plank. With the toes tucked under, then we drop the hips down towards the ground. We've done this before, but now we're doing it with our arms and legs nice and wide. Lift the hips and then walk the hands back towards the feet. Inhale, come halfway up. Exhale, fold in. Inhale, come halfway up and walk the hands forward again into that downward facing dog. And then inhale, come forward to a high plank and drop the hips down towards the ground, lifting the heart. And lift the hips high towards the sky. And walk the hands towards the feet. A little reprieve is inhale, halfway up. Exhale, fold in and hands walk forward. Downward facing dog. Inhale to almost through a high plank. So we're not really coming to the high plank anymore. We're just flowing through this. Hips lift. Hands walk back towards the feet. Inhale, halfway lift. And then walk forward again. Downward facing dog. Forward. Drop the hips. Lift the heart. Lift the hips. Walk the hands to the feet. Couple more. Halfway lift. Hands flat. Walk forward. Downward facing dog. Flowing with your breath. So we're finding all that strength in our arms. Every time we think that we can't, this is giving us the strength to show us that we can. Walk the hands forward. So we're going to walk the hands back towards the feet. We're going to stay. Inhale, come halfway lift. Exhale, we're going to fold in. Turn the toes out. Bring the hands onto the knees and the inside of the knees. I'll walk a little bit further forward so you can see. So hands on the inside of the knees. Fingers drip down. We're going to bring that left shoulder forward and look over the right. Stay here and breathe. Tuck your tailbone underneath you. Find a nice stretch to your inner groins. And move the body gently side to side. Come through center, opposite side. Let the shoulder roll forward. Breathe into that shoulder. Breathe into your legs. Come through center, each side 2 more times. Keep the knees bent. We're just making ourselves a little bit stronger here. Stronger than we thought that we could. Doing more than we thought that we could. Keep your hips and your knees at the same height if you can. Your quadriceps are burning, smile to them and say, thank you, thank you, thank you. And once you've done your second side, press into your feet. You're going to straighten the legs, keep the toes turned out, hands towards the sky. Exhale, hands to the heart center. Inhale, swing the arms wide and up, straighten the legs, hands touch. Float the hands down to the heart, bending the knees. Keep going with your breath. So we're making a little bit more fire inside of ourselves. Maybe you glowing, finding your inner glow going, reaching and breathing, reaching and breathing. Bend the knees, stay here. And take the arms out, elbows forward, hands back, spread the fingers wide, lift your heels off the mat. So you can sink your hips a little bit higher. Pull the elbows in towards the side, breathe here and smile. So you can dip your hips a little bit lower. Keep the heels lifted, straighten the legs, hands towards the sky. Exhale, heels down, hands to the heart, toes turn in. Inhale, lift the heart. Reach the hands out to the side, Garudasan arms right, arm over left. And if you can't do this, you can always hold into opposite elbow. Inhale to lengthen, lift your chin. As you exhale, you're going to fold forward. Hinging the hips, with the crown of the head. Feel like a pendulum, dangle side to side. Your shoulders match to your ears. Bend the knees, turn your toes out, come up with a straight spine. Keep the knees bent, sink a little bit deeper. And then straighten the legs, keep the arms where they are, lift the arms up. Exhale, release the hands to the side. Bend the knees, this time left over right. Stay here and breathe. Inhale, straighten the legs, fold forward. Crown of the head towards the mat. Dangle like a pendulum in the wind. It's finding that perfect alignment. We're coming back to our central form. Forgetting all the old stories, we're burning through them. We're finding that light of encouragement and the illumination from within. We're doing more than we thought we could. Removing the doubt from the mind. We're living in a place of our heart. Bend the knees, turn the toes out. Come back up, keep the arms Garudasan. Dip and lift the heels off the mat. Stay here and breathe. You can sink your hips a little bit deeper. Keep the heels off the mat so you can straighten your legs. Lift the arms up, heels down, keep lifting the arm. Exhale, release the hands towards the sky. Slowly exhale, fold forward, hands to the mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Maybe you have to turn on your mat, so we're going to walk forward, downward facing dog. You can make your feet again still wider, like a wide downward facing dog. Wiggle the hips side to side. Look towards your hands. You're going to bring your thumbs to touch. Bring your feet a little bit closer. You take this right leg up. Bend the knees so you can bring the outside of this right elbow and then step it on the outside of the right hand. Turn the toes at a 90-degree angle. The left hand stays where it is. You come onto the outer ankle of that left leg. So we've been here similar before. Right arm reaches up. And now we're going to bring the arm under the body as we drip that bottom hip down towards the ground. And then reach back up. I'll turn to the side so you can see me. Reach back up. Hip down. Reach back up. Hip down. Reach back up. Hip down. Reach back up. Arm over the ear. And I bring that hip down towards the ground and hand behind your head as if you're on the beach. And the sun is shining upon you. You lean into that top hand, or you can just take that top hand over your front knee and take the thumb to the index finger. And just be there for a while. Enjoy this space. One more big breath. Hands down towards the ground. Turn those right toes forward. Keep the knee bent, step the back foot forward. Find yourself in a malasana, hands at the place of your heart. Full deep breath in. Full deep breath out. Press into your feet. You're going to rise all the way up, straightening the legs, hands to the sky. Exhale, hands to the heart center. Bend the knees. And inhale, rise all the way up. Exhale, bend the knees. Reach back up as you inhale, straighten the legs. Exhale, hands to the heart center. Couple more. Again, feel that glow in your skin. Just expanding the inner thighs. Inhale, reach. Bend in, reach. Bend in, couple more. One more, reach. Bend in. Hands to the mat. Step 2, downward facing dog. Shake up your head. Big breath in. Full breath out. Look up to your hands, bring your thumbs to touch. You're going to lift up this left leg. So if you can bend the knee and bring the outside of your left elbow, shoulder touch. And then step it forward just on the outside of the hand. Swivel onto your back foot. Keep the right hand where it is. Left toes, you're going to turn out. And then left arm straight up towards the sky. Stay here. And breathe. Then we take that arm underneath the body as we dip the hip down towards the ground and reach back up. Dip. And under. Reach back up. Dip. Up. Dip. Up. You're going to dip. I'm going to take this left arm up and over the ear. Stay here and breathe. You can bend that top elbow with the hand behind your head. You can lean back into that space for a moment. Imagine you're on some lush beach somewhere. If that doesn't feel good, you just bring the hand to the knee. Take your mudra, just hanging out here. What does that feel like? What does your body need? What do you need at this moment? Big breath in. Big breath out. Press into your bottom hand, bring both hands down, turn the left toes forward, step the back foot forward. Find yourself back into that Malasana, hands at the place of your heart. Big breath in. Full breath out. Left arm down to the mat, right arm spirals up. Take this top hand if it feels good behind your spine. You can also take this bottom arm underneath your left shin, or bind if you will. Breathe here. Just letting go of any thoughts. This is where the mind is either a friend or a foe. If the thoughts are friendly, it's your friend. If the thoughts aren't friendly, it's your foe. So who do you want to hang out with? The friend or the foe? If it's a foe, ask them kindly to leave. Say that you recognize where they're coming from, but now you're all good. You're working on your own inner confidence, your own inner courage, your own self-worth. You believe and trust in yourself. Take another deep breath. Release the hands. You can take that little twist a little bit more. Then hands at the place of your heart. Opposite side. You can lift up the back hand. You can lift it up to the sky and you can take it behind your spine. The front hand, you can thread it underneath your front shin. Whatever feels right. Chin lightly away from the chest. Squeeze your legs towards the midline. Breathe here. Again, where are you? What is it that you're gifting yourself? How can you stand more in that place of self-worth and self-trust? Knowing that every step of the way you're creating conscious steps. You're not just floating around, making a concerted effort. You're connecting to the intelligence of your divine design. That's why we meet here today. The hands behind the spine, reach it back up. And hands both at the heart center. Hands behind us. So you can lift the hips off the mat. So you can float. And then hips down towards the ground. You can float your shins away from the mat, so like a boat. The knees bent. If you have it in your practice that you want to strain your legs, you can do so. No need to do so. You can reach your hands towards your feet. Then up towards the sky. And then come halfway down. And then fingers and feet together. And again, hands towards the sky, lengthen out the boat. As if you can touch your feet. Lengthen. Touch. We do this a couple of times. A little core work, right? Get a little bit of strength. Always putting the navel towards the lower spine. And the next time you come down, stay there. Keep your shoulders lifted. Lift your feet straight up towards the sky. So if you can touch your toes, keep the shoulder blades off the earth. So if you can hold onto your toes, and extend the left leg straight down towards the mat, but don't let it touch the mat. It floats about 2, 3, 4 inches off the mat. So if you can lift your head towards your right knee, stay here and breathe. You can extend your feet, your hands towards your left foot, and do little pulses up and down, pressing your lower spine into the mat. Keep your shoulders lifted, lift up your left leg, reach your fingers to your toes. If you can grab on your left toe, bring the right leg down, float it off the mat. You can bring your forehead towards your knee. Now extend both your hands towards your right foot, little pulses. Smile to yourself if it's burning. You're breathing. Keep your shoulder blades off the mat. You can lift both feet straight up towards the sky. Bring your hands underneath your bottom. Bring your head down and slowly lower your feet towards the mat. And then get about 6 inches from the mat, just stop there and breathe. And do little flutter kicks up and down. Keep pressing your lower spine into the mat. Remember to smile. Pull the knees into your chest, wrap your arms tightly around your knees. Massage your lower spine. Bring your hands down right next to your hips. Inhale here. Exhale, knees towards the right. Let them float off the mat. And then inhale through center to the opposite side. Then we go side to side. We're just twisting at that level of the navel, that Nadi chakra, the Manipura chakra resides in the body. So we're activating that place, that inner fire, that inner gem, the illustrious gem within. As you breathe into your body, as you twist, you see that place being activated, anointed with your breath. It's like the oil of the lamp. With every breath and every movement, that flame within gets brighter and brighter. You can see it burning through anything not needed, anything that's slow, that's in inertia, that's stuck in your field, in your form, in the mental, emotional space, spiritual space. The fire transmutes, transforms. A couple more side to side. Next on the knees, come towards the right. Slowly lower them all the way down. You can take your right arm or right hand on top of your right knee or left knee. Your knees are stacked. You take that left arm away from your shoulder, and you can stay here with the knees bent. If you want to, reach straight to the top leg and just hold onto the foot. See what that feels like. Nice twisting through that navel area. As you breathe in, feel your belly expand with your breath. 2 more big breaths in. 2 more big breaths out. Bend the top knee again if it's straight. Press the hands into the mat. Float the knees through the center line to the opposite side. Bring the knees softly down. Just squeeze the knees to each other. Look over your right hand. And if it feels good, then you lengthen out the top leg, the right foot. Right leg, so you can hold it with your left hand. Close your eyes. You can smile towards yourself. And find your own inner peace. Big breath in. Big breath out. Bend the top knee. Bring the knees all the way up. Bring the feet down towards the ground. You see if you can hold them to your ankle bones. Press the hands down and gently roll each shoulder gently underneath you. So we do these in waves, like little bridge poses. So press into the feet, we roll the hips up. And then roll them down all the way from the top of the spine. Again, as we inhale, we press to the feet, we roll the spine up. Chest comes towards the face. And then you roll it down from the upper part of your upper spine down to the mat, all the way to your sacrum. We'll do that a couple more times. We're going to press into the feet. We're going to rise the hips up. And hips all the way down. Let's do that 2 more times. Roll it up. Roll it down. Roll it up. When you come up, so you can tuck your shoulders a little bit more underneath of you. You can even interlace your fingers for a moment here. And again, press into your feet. You try and press your chest towards your face. Lengthen through the back of your neck. Press into your feet. See if you can lift your hips higher. Keep your hips up. Unleash your hands. Make your hands flat. You can even come onto the balls of the feet so you can tuck your hands straight underneath your pelvis. Make sure all the fingers are together, including the thumbs. So you make a little shelf. Then you're going to heel toe your left foot to the center line of your mat. You're going to pull your right knee into your chest. You can either stay here, or you can extend the right leg straight up and point and flex your foot. Make some circles with your ankle, one direction and the next. Pressing into your bottom foot, see if you can lift your top leg a little higher and bend the knee and bring that foot down towards the mat. Heel toe that right foot to the center of the mat. Bend the left knee into your chest. And then extend the leg to straight. And then point and flex the foot. Make some circles with the ankle in both directions. And point, bend the knee, pull it in. Bring the foot flat to the mat so you can lift your hips a little higher. Release your hands down from underneath the body to the mat. Slowly lower your whole body down to the earth. Walk your feet to the wide edges of the mat and let the knees fall into each other. Place one hand on your heart, one hand on your tummy. Your upper arms just rest on the earth. Reconnect to your breath. Stay here and breathe. I'm going to do one more little back bend. So either bridge pose, or if you want to do anything else that's in your practice, I'm going to do bridge pose. So I'm going to roll my shoulders underneath me. I'm going to press into my feet. I'm going to lift my hips up towards the sky. I'm going to interlace my fingers all the way underneath me. If you want to do this bridge pose where you lift it up the leg, you can do one leg up towards the sky. And try that. Press into your bottom foot. You don't even have to be up there too long. You can just try one side and see what it feels like. A bit of inner strength, a little bit of believing in yourself that you can do it. You can stay up in your bridge pose a little bit longer too. A bit longer than you think that you can. And then when you're absolutely done, release your fingers. Roll the spine all the way back to the mat. You can walk the feet to the wide edges of the mat. Let the knees fall into each other. Opposite hand on your navel, opposite hand on your heart. Stay here and breathe. Finding the edges of your breath, breathing in, breathing out. Bring your hands to the soft side of your mat. Let the knees fall towards the right, look up the left shoulder. Breathe in. Feel everything inside of you moving with your breath. Let the knees fall to the opposite side, looking over the opposite shoulder. Let your face relax. Let your body begin to relax. Everything's starting to let go now. Nothing more that needs to be done. Just finding the space inside of you. If there's a little glow on your face, enjoy it. If you have a little bit of sweat that seems to be popping through, enjoy it. Bring the knees back to center. Gently bring them into your chest, rocking side to side. Bring your thumbs and tuck it under your sacrum. Lift the legs straight up towards the sky. Tuck your chin lightly insoles into your chest. Flex your feet. Now you slowly, very slowly lower our legs towards the earth. And if you need to bend your knees, bend your knees. Try to keep your lower spine always on the mat. And once they come all the way down, just let the feet roll out and tuck your hands and just roll the shoulders underneath as you turn your palms up towards the sky. You're going to breathe and you're going to squeeze every muscle, face, fingers, feet. You're going to exhale, relax completely. Let everything just dangle. And inhale, you're going to squeeze everything. As you exhale, just relax. With a couple more times, you're going to squeeze, 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 squeeze. Navel included, face. Relax. Keep doing that with your breath. Every inhale, you're going to squeeze. Every exhale, you're going to relax. The next time you breathe in, squeeze, squeeze, squeeze as tight as you can. And now we're just going to completely surrender. Let your body melt into the earth. Know that you're carried in all ways. Let the body relax, the mind relax. As I read a little story to you about our karmic and energetic agreements. Under the guidance of the Intergalactic Council, the light workers of the first ascension wave, in an act of unconditional love, agree to support others with the light of the fifth dimensional solar plexus. They passed through their own solar plexus chakras, the energies of those who had lost their way. They then transmuted the old. This lifted the overall vibration of those who unconsciously wanted to join the second ascension wave and allowed them to see life from a higher perspective. This has been a challenging mission for lightworkers who have been dealing with their own energies as well as assisting those around them. Some lightworkers have had to step back to recover their light and spiritual equilibrium. The higher realms are now assisting with this mission. And recently, cords and attachments from millions of solar plexus chakras were cleared with downloads of cosmic light. The lightworkers' reward for this work are an advanced and powerful fifth dimensional solar plexus chakra that glows with Christ light. This chakra can now send out huge waves of energy into the world and assess what is happening around them. The power is so vast. It can reach through multiple dimensional spaces at once. The solar plexus chakra is also guiding us by bringing to our conscious awareness deeper changes that need to be made. These decisions are usually life-changing and are drawn to our attention by strong prompts from our soul via the gut feelings. The golden age now requires us on the master pathway to be fully responsible for our own energies. We must also be aware of the impact of our energy fields have on those around us. When your solar plexus chakra glows with bright golden light, it's free from the influence of others and indicates a higher state of self-mastery.
Taking a moment here just to feel yourself in the space. And not only just the form, but feeling your energetic self, your movement, your breath has created that inner fire, that inner glow to transmute, to transform yourself back into that place of your divine design, of being in alignment with your confidence, your courage, your self-worth, your self-valuing. Saturate yourself in this glow, in this flow, in this light, in this flame, in this illumination of your inner being, that wise one within you. As your awareness grows around the space where you are, just wiggle the fingers and the toes, the fingers and the nose. Bring in more awareness to the state of your body, feeling the edges of your skin. Make the wiggling turn into circling of the wrists, circling of the feet. Take another breath as you reach your arms over your head and really reach, reach, reach. Do a little side body stretching here. Wiggle the head side to side, reach. And then bring everything into your body as you roll to one side, curling deeply within yourself. Just closing your eyes, feeling yourself here. Take a moment here to reflect on your affirmation, saying it aloud or whispering it or inside. I'm courageously confident. See yourself gifting you that one thing today that you can step more fully into your own inner courage, your own inner confidence, promising yourself that it's this easy, I can do this every day. This is just your reminder of how you can feed, nourish that part of your soul, especially that part of your inner child that needs this encouragement, that needs to be made confident. Bring your hands to the earth, press down to lift the body back up. Let's bring the hands to the place of our heart. Atma Anjali. Find your breath. Press out all your breath by squeezing your navel to your lower spine, activating that navel area. Let's inhale as one. Bow chin to chest, offering gratitude for all that we have, all that allows us really to be confident in ourselves, to value ourselves. For all our life lessons that have made us into this brilliant being that we are. Float your thumbs to the place of your third eye, honoring that space of your inner guidance, your intuitions. And the light within me bows to the infinite light in you. Namaste. Thank you so much for being here today, for joining me on this journey, on this story that's continually unfolding in its own strange little way. So I will do a little reading for us. So if you want to stay for the reading, you're welcome to. If you need to pop on off, pop on off. So this is just a general reading just to see where our energy is and what it is that we are needing today to help us on our way. And I love how that just simply is a little rhyme in its own way. That's the world. So let us see. So close your eyes. I want you to all think about your confident self. The one that is, I am confident, I am courageous, I am strong, I am strength. See yourself standing there all glorious in your golden huey colors, your solar plexus lit with that golden glow, because that is the 5D solar plexus. Each of us light workers in our own way. Hold that imagery in your mind and let us see what guidance has for us today. This is Goddess of Oneness. So it's interesting that we're on this 5D journey. She is like a golden glowing one. See how she's her tendrils. So it's funny what I was kind of writing down before this about the solar plexus is that we have these feelers that we can feel into the world. Our solar plexus is our first area of our intuition. It is that gut feeling. And so this is a reminder that we're so interconnected to everything, and how powerful are we when we work with our own solar plexus energy and allow that golden hue to really fill us up, how we can affect each other, especially those that surround you now. And we go through these trials and tribulations, especially as light workers, even more so as light workers. You are invited to stand into your absolute strength, because it is your absolute strength and your absolute self that is here to bring healing to humanity. That is why we all been woken up. It says on the card, it says, Goddess of Oneness. It says, someone you love is thinking fondly of you at the moment. This is the universe is loving on you. The guidance that I was given to you for 2020 is for us to fall more in love with the universe. And then guidance that came in just during all this phase is for us, because God wants us to fall in love with God. And God is always, no matter what is happening, in love with us, just hoping that we see love in us, in ourselves. And it's time for us to really step into this power of being the change in the world. This is a mantra that needs to be embodied. If you really want to create change in the world, then it's time for us to stand in that power of our own inner confidence and change the old paradigm. We've been told no for so many times, for so many years, for so many generations, for so many decades. Now it's time to, like these little lines around the head, we need to start to shift the vibration, especially that friend or foe that's within us. Start to become the friend from within. Because as you are, like, you affect the whole world just by your inner state and your inner being. So when we confidently walking in the world, then we are giving permission to each and every person to be confident. And there's an activation. There's like little like lines up here I see now that are starting to glimmer and glow. So we've been activated. So as we go on this journey together, we are being activated. And it's interesting that I kept thinking the whole time, well, solar plexus is so connected to the throat chakra as well. These are like how they work with each other. This is connected to this place of our divine will. So this is activation of us standing in this place of our power. But then also it's like this tree that we're moving up. It's showing us our next phases. We're already moving to the heart. I can already feel like we're moving into the heart space, and we want to be in the heart space, this color of green that wants to come here. And as we move into that place of confidence, we can share love out into the world. We can share this expression of healing by being in our purpose, being fulfilled in every way as well. So I'll show you the card again. So, my dear ones, hopefully that made some sense. So, from my heart to yours, may you always be blessed. Namaste.